listening to the Laura London Fitness Show with your host, Laura London.
Hi ladies, it's Laura. I had a really great question today come in and I thought I would address this one right away for you guys. The question was about those waist cinchers that you see on the internet and in the infomercials. She wanted to know if it was worth it, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So, my opinion is that your money would be better well spent on something else. And this is why. I'm always going to back up what I say with why. These cinchers, they wrap around your core really nice and tight. They'll give you a nice slimming look, especially underneath clothing, which is great, and it's temporary. So if you want to go out, wear it at night and look hot, awesome. But in terms of true weight loss and it doing anything for you, my belief is no, it's not going to work. What happens when you wrap those things around your waist is that your lungs are not able to expand fully. So you're not able to really breathe deep, and oxygen is a fat burner. So like think of when we exercise, we're really working to bring more oxygen to our body because more oxygen brings more nutrients to every cell in the body so they can function better. They can burn fat better. I mean, they do everything better with oxygen. Oxygen really is the key to life and fat burning. So if you're not able to breathe deeply, I don't think that's a benefit to you. Especially some people think if they wear them working out, they're going to sweat more. Well, yeah, you're going to sweat more because it's restricting you, but you'd be better off exercising harder or going in an infrared sauna, or maybe even laying out in the sun for 10 to 15 minutes where you're getting some vitamin D and sweating it out. There's so many other things that you can do. Also, those waist cinchers, they're going to restrict your organs. They're going to kind of especially if you're wearing them for, 8, 10, 12 hours, they're squishing and squashing your internal organs. And in my opinion, that can't be healthy. So what are some things that we can do as an alternative to the waist cinchers? Again, I think if you want to wear them out, you know how maybe the same thing like with Spanx, they kind of just smooth everything out. That's what I would suggest using it for, but you never want to be uncomfortable. All right, so what can we do? My suggestions are to have good posture. Good posture is your number one asset when it comes to a smaller waist and toned abs. So I want you from now on, from now that you've listened to this audio, notice how you sit throughout the day, how you sit in a chair at work or at school, how you sit in your car when you're driving, because most chairs will put you in a very awkward position. They tend to push your head forward and your abdomen out. And what that sets you up for is an abdomen that is sticking and pushing out. So, always notice your posture and sit up straight. I actually drive with a little back pillow that I got at the Sharper Image behind my back, and it aligns my posture. It pulls in my abs, and it's almost like you're working out your abs while you're driving, while you're sitting. It's really quite amazing. So posture is a number one thing to really notice, to have that to have the flat abs and more of a cinched in waist. If you want to do some exercises, go look up any of my standing up ab videos, because what I do is like, we don't just work the abs from the front as in a crunch. I truly believe and know that you need to work the abs from the back all the way to the front, to the core. It's like a corset. All those ab muscles wrap around from the back to the front. So if we're just doing sit-ups, they're not going to be effective, and you're not going to get that tight and tiny waist that you're looking for. Standing up abs and adding weight to your ab routine are key in getting that nice, tiny, toned weight. And another thing is making that mind-muscle connection. You can do ab workouts and ab exercises, and you can do the movements, but if you take a minute and really slow down and feel those movements, like close your eyes when you're doing an ab exercise and focus on the contraction, focus on the squeeze, focus on what your ab muscles are doing and feeling, you are going to be so much more successful at whittling away your waist than just doing ab exercises. So I like to call that make the mind muscle connection, especially with your abs. Another topic I wanted to cover was there's some wraps that you can use. They're not the waist cinchers, but they're just wraps that kind of go around. They're stretchy. They're not as restrictive. They're kind of like what you would use maybe when you're working out to wrap around if you're doing squats with a barbell, but there's some even softer ones. You can get them at Walgreens. They'll protect your back. And I have a back issue. I have what's called a pars defect. It's a little bone that keeps just popping out and pushing on, all nerves. It's a little bit, it's been a hindrance, but I work around it. But one thing I personally do is I have one of those wraps, and I will wrap it around at night when I sleep to keep everything tight and to keep my abs in and my back tight. But it's not a waist cincher. It's for a different reason. It's not so I sweat. It's just to keep everything in place while I sleep. But again, I'm able to breathe deeply. My organs are not being squished and squashed. So there's a huge difference. And I always urge you guys to do your own research, because, I'm going to give you my belief in what I know to be true, but I would never want to say this is it 100%. So always go and do your own research, but that is my opinion on the waist cinchers. I'd rather have you go out. Maybe I don't know if I mentioned this. If you want to sweat, if you want to get rid of those toxins, then go for an infrared sauna. There are places across the country that are popping up where you can go in for anywhere from $20, $30 for 45 to 50 minutes and go in and sweat. The infrared sauna is amazing because it is red light. And it penetrates really, really deep into your body. I've been doing it for a while now. Trust me, you will never sweat as much in 45 minutes in an infrared sauna as you will doing anything else. And it's also very relaxing. And a lot of them have what is called chromotherapy, which different lights kind of come on and off during your infrared sauna session, and you can control the lights, and they all have a different healing modality, blue, red, green, orange. It's quite amazing. So again, do some research on that, but that would be my number one suggestion if you really want to sweat out those toxins. Sweating out those toxins are so important. And on that note, I have a fabulous program for you guys. It's called the 7-Day Hot and Healthy Detox Program. It is a video-based program. I created, I don't know how many videos for you guys. It's you and me in the kitchen for 7 days creating hot and healthy recipes. We're going to detox your body, but we're doing it with food. You're never going to be hungry. You're never going to be starving. It really is amazing. It's perfect. I designed it for people who work because I know we all don't have time to create these meals. So you cook once and you bring it to work. It is amazing. It's a membership website. You log in. You will have availability to this for a lifetime. The recipes, the videos, it's quite amazing. So you can check that out on my website, lauralondonfitness.com. And that is it, ladies. Have a fit and fabulous week, and I will talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.